students, welcome to classes of financial management. You are already an amazing financial manager of your life. How is that? Every month when you get your pocket money from your parents, what do you do with that? You manage it efficiently, right? So you manage all your bills, travel, food, entertainment, all of that. In case of a company or an organization, what does it have to do? It is concerned with procuring funds and allocating of funds. In your case, you are lucky that you are not going to pay anything. There is no cost for your funds. Well, in the case of an organization, what does it happen? It procures funds from various sources, right? Maybe, for example, if it procures some loan from a bank, it pays interest to it. So that is the cost. So a good finance manager is well versed in procuring funds at the right cost, at the best cost, and allocating those funds efficiently. Suppose you want to start your business. Let's say we want to start a school. So what do you want to do first? You will decide your assets. What are your assets? Maybe your building, your HR, your playground, your boards, whatever it is. Let's not go deep into that. So first we decide the assets, and then only we understand how much finance we need. You also want to decide how much cash you need to run the business. That is in simple terms called as a working capital. Coming to the source of funds, if I am the owner, I might put in some funds. I also might take some funds from outsiders. So I need to decide the best cost for my funds, and also allocate. If I have total funds of 100 rupees, for example, how much money will go where is my allocation of funds. So in simple terms, financial management is concerned with procurement of funds and allocation of funds. Financial management basically has two main objectives. One being the profit maximization, the other being wealth maximization. What is profit? Excess of income over expenditure. Excess of income over expenditure is your profit. In this approach of financial management, you are concerned with maximizing your profit. This can be a short-term objective. Whatever happens, you are concerned only about getting good profits. But in the case of wealth maximization, what happens? You are concerned with increasing your shareholders' wealth. Increasing your shareholders' wealth. Profit maximization has various criticisms. What is that? It is a vague concept. You don't know what profit exactly means. The definition of profit is not the same for every company, right? It ignores timing of returns. We know the time value of money. 1 rupee worth today is not worth the same a year later, right? It does not consider the time value of money. It ignores the risk factor. How much ever there is risk, you are concerned and you are blindly following to get sufficient and good profits. It may make decisions. You may end up taking disastrous decisions which may prove to be difficult for you later. Its emphasis is generally on short-run projects. In the long term, you cannot focus only on profit maximization. Ultimately, you need to increase your shareholders' wealth as well. It may cause decreasing share prices due to your bad decisions, or for any other reasons. Maybe your share prices can also decline because you are not focusing on developing your shareholders' wealth. How can you increase profit? First, suppose you are using 5 units of input to get 5 units of output, for example. Now, if I want to increase my profit, what do? With the same 5 units of input, I try to manufacture 7 units of output. So, my output increased with the same amount of input, 1. Or the other way around, I may use lesser input and produce the same given output. I will use 3 units of input to produce 5 units of output. There are various ways how profit can be maximized. Wealth maximization is superior to profit maximization. Why? Because it is concerned with increasing the market price of the shares. For example, we know IRCTC went for private investment recently. IRCTC is on a full scale growth now. It is aiming at 600 stations to make full Wi-Fi enabled, which is a hub for development. It is introducing various fast trains, and very interestingly, I also saw that it is giving a compensation if it arrives late to the station. That is in the case of corporate Tejas train. So there are various new things coming up in IRCTC. Here they are aiming for long term. IRCTC is aiming for a long term growth. Correct? It first introduced its shares at rupees 320 rupees. At present its price is rupees 900, close to rupees 900. See the tremendous growth here. This is due to the wealth maximization that IRCTC has undertaken. In the case of Infosys, at first when it brought out its shares, it was rupees 145. Now it is close to rupees 700. All of us know at what pace Infosys has made growth from its inception, right? So if it focused only on profit maximization, it would nowhere be in this scale of growth. Because it focused on wealth maximization, Infosys has been able to increase its shareholders' wealth. More attention is given to cash flows and dividends. It is basically for long-term success and health and growth of the company. What are the pros? Here we just saw it is useful for maximizing owners' welfare. It is useful for long-run picture. It also considers risk. It also considers time value of money, where in profit maximization it did not consider time value of money. It helps to maintain the market price. It seeks growth in sales and earnings. It seeks growth not only just in profit percentage, but also in increasing and maximizing its revenue as well as its earnings. This was just a glimpse of financial management. We'll look into the details later in our lectures.